The late, great John Lennon said it best, all you need is love.
Yeah, right.
But when it comes to marriage, sometimes all you need is a separate bed.
That's right.
Okay? How to keep the spark alive. More couples are coming up with their own rules for marital bliss. But do they actually work, Ben?
Excellent question. Here to break down some of the most unconventional marriage rules is clinical psychologist and certified sex therapist, Dr. Megan Flemming. Hello. These people aren't having it right there. They're dancing.
Hi. It's great to be here with you. I love talking about sex and relationships.
Fantastic.
You're in the right place.
You were in the right place. So can making your own rules for your spouse create a happier marriage?
Absolutely. I mean, I think the fact that they're prioritizing the relationship, even just to think about what are the rules that they want to have, I think rules are kind of like guardrails, and they kind of help you know when you're on track. The one thing we can say about it, though, is rules that you make together as a couple will strengthen your relationship. Rules that one partner imposes on the other will decrease satisfaction, which of course makes sense.
And do you think these rules are essential? I mean, does it take the romance out of the relationship a little bit when you're like, okay, let's sit down and talk logistics for a second?
Well, I think it's about, when I said the prioritization, it's like we have a cultural expression, the grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's where you water it. So the rules are part of watering the grass. It's like focusing on romanticizing the relationship and really being mindful of, what matters most to you both.
Right. So which guidelines or guardrails are actually move the needle or are practical, and which just sort of sound nice?
Well, one of my favorites is the golden and the platinum rule. And that is, again, do unto your partner as they would like done unto themselves.
Right, of course.
Versus, because we often do what we think would make us feel good, right? So we want to do that for our partner. And what I really love in addition to this is when you add it to the love languages, because almost ubiquitously, they're not the same, the top love language. So for one, it might be words of affection or quality time or touch. So when you prioritize your partner, say touch, that is how they most receive love, and therefore it's going to help them have more generosity in terms of how they're going to want to express your love.
Right.
And learning what their love language is, because mine and my wife are completely different love languages. Let's talk, we discussed a little bit in the beginning of the show, but sleeping in separate beds. Is this a healthy practice, you think, for couples?
It's definitely a trend, and actually data from the 2025 American Academy of Sleep Medicine said about 1/3 of couples at some point in their marriage have this sort of quote-unquote sleep divorce, but really what it means is separate beds. And so it's really a practical solution. Snoring, we all hear about loud CPAP, going to bed at different times, one person's a light sleeper. And so it really is a practical way to prioritize sleep. And we all know the health benefits of sleep, right? And so the flag isn't separate beds. The flag really is separate rooms where you don't have rituals to come back into connection and to prioritize your physical intimacy.
Okay. What about scheduling sex? I think that sounds like, oh my gosh, we're going to talk about something logistic, but is scheduling sex...
Yeah, because I only have 45 minutes.
...killing romance?
I could say couples really don't love the idea at all of scheduling sex. But what I often say is, if you don't schedule it, it doesn't happen. And so, especially when couples are busy or they have young kids. And so I call it scheduling sexy time, because the reality is, I don't know, and you don't know how you're going to feel, say, Saturday at 2.
Right.
But you then are prioritizing that time to show up rested, flirty, turning yourself on, and then that really creates the conditions in that moment spontaneously. What will feel good, what will feel connecting, what will feel playful, and really creating the conditions for responsive desire.
Right.
There's no spontaneity with having 2 kids and jobs. I mean, they're so hard to find the spontaneity. What about changing up the routine? Is that effective? Kind of switching things up a little bit?
I think absolutely, because it's the role of novelty, right? Whether it's in and out of the bedroom, the brain really likes, it's sort of a dopaminergic, it's like an activation that's kind of similar to the connection you feel when you first fall in love.
Right.
And it reminds me a little bit of Jack Morin's quote, which is attraction plus obstacle equals excitement. And so it's like, how do we create those conditions? And I mean, my husband and I just did trapeze school for date night, and I can tell you,
They got things going?
that is amazing foreplay for a great evening.
Really?
Right?
Did you stay on the trapeze? Well, never mind. I don't know. That's what I'm talking about. That's amazing.
Can you
I was excited. It's a new way of doing it.
So we had our question of the day. We'd love for you to chime in on it, and it is, what is the key to a happy marriage? We gave our viewers, God love them, a multiple choice. What do you think? What is your top one here?
Interesting. So it's coming up with communication. earlier, I was sort of seeing the results come in. It was a combination of great sex and communication. I mean, I think communication is key because it's about the connection.
Right.
But what I often say is one partner wants to feel connected to be in the mood for sex, and sex helps the other partner feel connected. So you really have to find that sweet spot.
They're all intertwined.
Right, one leading to the other.
Yeah.
You see that?
Interesting.
Well, thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
We just scratched the surface. We got to come back.
I know, you're gonna
I
have
want to know. You got to give me the number for the trapeze school.
For more information, you can follow Dr. Megan Flemming on Instagram.